Okay, so I'm good now. Let's go ahead. Okay, so let me reduce the sound. So the last class we did talked about let me see where we stopped the last class. Let me bring that's supposed to be 105. Did you went through the video of 905? 105. Today's class is React 105. React 105. Did you guys went through it? And it's supposed to be on loops and conditioning. Loop and conditioning JXX. So I'll be taking questions before I go over it. I'll be taking questions. You guys should know how we roll now. We'll do questions and then go through what we've done with the video, and then we'll take questions. Oh yeah, questions guys. Let me put out a note so that you guys can see what we are supposed to be covering today. So I'm just gonna do MD, and there's quite a lot of topic you are going to be looking at. Not really lots like that. Let's see, loops. Things that you need to pay attention to. I'm going to change that topic, but let me just go ahead and start with something. So there's something we call map. Then there's filter. So things that you need to pay attention to, maps and filter. Obviously we've done array. I'm sure you guys are, we are used to array. Array holds is a way for you to have collection of something, like it's a box that contains a lot of stuff. That's your array. It's not a function. So maps allows you to go through, iterate through number of items. And finally, we now have loops and conditioning. And conditioning, conditional STM in React. That's supposed to be the topic of what we are doing today. And for you to work with loops, you need array, right? And then for you to use array in loops, you will need the help of map. Then where I have this filter is for it to be able to do some checks, even though that's not your conditioning, but we use filter in the tutorial. So if you've not watched the video, you might not be able to understand what it is we are going through now, or what we'll be covering. So what I want to ask you guys is what is map? Even though I've explained the meaning of map now, do you understand the use of map? Oh yeah, it's an open session. I'm waiting for you guys to respond. Good evening, how are you doing? No, have you watched the video? I didn't really explain the map, but the idea is that we're supposed to watch the video before this class now. That's the idea, because I can't repeat what has been what is in the video already. It will make the class redundant. The idea of the class is for me to explain what you don't understand. So who has watched the video and needs me to explain one or two things? In the video we cover array, right? Even though array is coming from JavaScript, we covered array. We talked about array. Then we talked about using map. Map is a way to iterate through the items in your array, right? So map is a way for you to go through the items in an array. Then I think I touched about filter. Filter is a way to reduce the results of what you are getting. Maybe you want to say, okay, these items, I want to check for when the item is equal to 5, or when the quantity is more than something, or when the quantity is lower than something. That's what filter, use filter for. And we do all these things unconsciously when we browse websites, right? You have a shopping cart, or you have list of items. You want to view by relevance, or you want to view by the most expensive or the cheapest. So filter is what comes to mind. So who has gone through the video? Because I'm not going to cover the class again, because I'm not going to review that if you've not gone through the video. I need someone that has gone through the video and needs me to explain something. So while we wait, I will try and prepare something that I can use to talk. Guys, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, guys. The video is on the YouTube. The video is on my YouTube channel. See the link on the bio. You will get to my YouTube channel. The link is on my YouTube channel. You will see I have a React course. So this is a live class where we are showing students how to navigate through React. Okay, guys, what do we do now? What do we do? Because now you are not helping matters. You are not helping matters. Who is in the class? Let me see the people that are in the class. We have Nice is in the class. King Erobo. You are new here. Not that you are new here, but I've not seen that name. You've been using another name, I guess. So I thought as much. Is this Godman? Okay. Just it shows different name. Okay, but did you watch the video? Who has watched the video? Let's give us something to do, because I can't go over the video, right? It won't really make sense. Because if you've not watched it, there's really nothing I can do about it. So, well, you guys, obviously nobody went through the video. So what I can do is to show you what I've done. Not really show you what I've done, show you example from what I've done. I don't want to recreate the whole process of starting afresh. I will try and abstract your mind from so many things that is out here and focus on one particular thing. So I want to go to something very basic that I can use to explain what's going on. I'm trying to see what will justify that. So let me go to this page and say, yeah, let's create a new page and say test. So how do you create a component? Just to make sure that you guys are even listening to what I'm doing. How do you create a component? A React component. I've created a file called test now. What else do I do? Obviously, we'll not go sleep here today. Export. So I'm sure by now you guys know how to use props. So your props comes in here if you have any props coming in. If you don't have any, you go ahead and do what you need to do. And the idea of the props is that it's not just that you put props, is what your components needs to do will determine if you are gonna pass in props or not. So it's not just the fact that you want to put props. So you return what you are doing and then you go ahead and do stuff. I'm trying to demonstrate just one thing since you guys didn't go through the class, so I won't be able to do a lot of stuff. It's either I write a demo from scratch or I show you through my code. I'm looking for the one that will best explain the whole thing. Let me see if my codes are not that scary. Let me check if I don't have scary code. So I have this part here that says cat. This part is scary. There's a lot of scary things here. So can I break it down? Yes, there's a lot of scary things here. But what I will do is, let me make it simpler by duplicating it. And I'll keep my original copy. And I can break down this one to make it less scary. Now, I'm going to remove quite a lot of things from here and make it in such a way that it's easy to digest. So, where do I start from now? I might just need to delete everything. Okay, let me just remove everything. So this page I want to make use of, right? It's supposed to be a page that I can get carts. You guys know what cart is now. That's catalog, shopping carts, what you have in your cart. So I'm deleting all the stories I've written and try to make it as basic as possible. I have the item in a cart already, even though there will be some advanced things that I use, but of course you will just forgive me. So one of the things I want to use is use cart. I created this one itself, this thing called use cart. I created it myself, but can I do it without using this use cart? Okay, what's the time? We have 9:26. I'm trying to, okay, let's do it manually then. So let's create a manual, a data that we can, reuse. So that way I don't need to assume so many other things in the system. Okay, so we have cart page. That's the page, because I'm going to use the app to show you what it is I've done. And what we need to do, we need to create some sample data, right? Let's create sample data instead of even using cart page. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. Let's just go ahead and use new page and say users, because this guy is going to depend on a whole lot of things. Where's that test that we created? So let's call this users. And obviously what it's supposed to do is to, show us list of users, right? And you should have gotten your users from somewhere, which is from your backend. I'm not going to demonstrate that. So let's go ahead and create some fixed data so that to simulate what we are getting from backend. So I can do users is equal to, and I'm having my data in array form. Remember, I want to go through map, explain how map works, and then list. But you guys need to have gone through this thing now. So this part here is the object of what we want to put, and objects have key results, ID of the user. Then I can do comma. So I'm building the object, guys. Name, I can say James. Then what other thing do we need to pass? Maybe the email address, and then I'll just stop there. Email, what's the email? Is John or James at yahoo.com. So we just put two people. So this is one entry for this record. Then the second entry can just go on the bottom. Sam. Then this, let's say Gmail. Okay, so you have two records. Now the idea is that you want to loop it to have this kind of data. So you want to loop the results. We've already gone ahead to create all what you are doing is inside your JXS. Then the next thing is for you to write your GXS, where you have your JavaScript and also your HTML inside here. So here I can do like maybe H2 or H1 and then say user list or something, and then the next thing you want to do is to present the list. You can then do UL, and remember, if you were doing HTML normal, you then go ahead and put James and Sam. But of course, we are supposed to be doing this dynamically. The data is somewhere. We can't manually be writing all these things. This part is the dynamic part of it, and we need to loop our data through this value. Because we are working with JXX or React, we want to mix JavaScript with HTML, which is kind of crazy. That's one of the things that people didn't like with React at first, but now everybody embrace it. So this is how it will be without. This is pure HTML, by the way. But now, how do you mix JavaScript inside this? We introduce something new, which is, I'm gonna leave this one here because this is gonna be like the template. This is template that we want to use, that says the template, then, or let me just use the name, or let's say the ID, the name, and the email. So the system, or what you are doing, you should be able to inject this one in here, this one in here, and then you should loop through it. Let me make the preview available so that as I'm doing it, you'll be seeing the results. Let me make the preview available. You guys know how we run this. You know how we do the preview. Where's my terminal? Or let me use the shortcut. This npm stuff here that I have here. You just click on deploy, build, or that deploy that dev rather, and then I have my port open. Then you can power up your, where's this guy? My browser. The guy has not, that stopped showing. Okay, so you can power it up here, and then you have the app. Don't worry about the app, just worry about the page you want to go. So there's still another thing I want to show you guys, and that is using React routes. I think there's a class for it, especially React route. So we'll talk about that later. So just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me prepare. I want to prepare the interface for this so that you guys will see what's going on. Okay, it needs to also be visible online. We're almost there. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead, guys. The next thing I want to do is to now try and let's continue what we're doing. I need to create a page that will take me to where we are. Like if I want to get to this page so that I can demo it. So the page, I want to say users. So if I go to users, it should show this part. So how we get to this part, don't worry. Like I said, there's still a course on its own that will show you how to navigate stuff like this, or rather there's a class that will show you how to do that. So it's using React routes. I will just need to say whenever there is users, it should take me to users, like so. So that way we now have this like this. So this one is straightforward now. Okay, now the idea is that we want to make this loop show all this data that we have here. The next thing we need to do is to introduce a curly bracket. There's a syntax in which to introduce JavaScript into your mix. The way to introduce JavaScript is by using this guy, this curly bracket here. This curly bracket allows you to mix JavaScript into your HTML. I just introduced it. Notice what happened. No change occur to my code. My code is running fine. And notice that the curly bracket did not show in the output, because for it looks at it as an object. Remember that when you're doing JavaScript, it sees this stuff as anything inside, it sees as an object. So which makes sense if you have objects of, so this is actually an object, right? It makes sense to look like this, but you can only have one root object. That's a long story. So let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is to then write your script. I'm still leaving this one so that you see what is different. I want to make sure I'm keeping it, and then you are seeing what is changing from what we are doing. Now, what we'll put here is the users. I want to start writing JavaScript now. So you use users, which is available, is here. And then I need to access the map function. The map function, remember what I told you the map function allows you to do? It allows me to iterate through the number of items that I have inside the array itself. Now, the map functions allows you to actually, what's the word now? Or before I go with that function, so that you don't lose the thought of what's going on. Now, everything you are going to write will need to be inside this map. Everything you're going to write will actually have to be inside that map. I just hope this is not confusing, but just follow me. Okay, so we have the map here, and from if you notice, you have also a help. The Visual Studio will help you with parameter that you need to pass. One of the parameter you need to pass in that is to specify the item that you want to use to represent each of the item of the map. So you move on and specify the item. So in this case, I want to use U for user. I want to make use of that. Okay, user is what I want to use to, or U is what I want to use to identify each of the item inside users. Then the next thing is you have your arrow function. The arrow function will introduce your curly braces or your bracket like this. This is where what you want to happen will be inside. It's also called your callback function. So your callback function will be inside here. And I made mention something. I said all what you are doing will be inside the map. So all this guy here will have to find its way inside here, so that this one will end this way. All the brackets, all the semicolon has to be properly closed, mind you. So the first one is opening the entire map. The second one is to house the item that you're going to iterate through, like the variable that is going to hold. The first one, the one that follows here, is you're creating the function, the callback function, which has terminated here. This one terminated here, this one terminated here, then this last one needs to terminate somewhere, which is here. And by so doing, you have this. Now, this has worked technically. So you can see the result is looping how many times? It's looping 2 times, right? Because it has to count the number of users and go, the number of times, and try and do as many things. So if we add, another user, let's say 3, and say Janet, and we do janet@aol.com. Obviously, we now have 3. Now, the other part is, it's obvious that he's just repeating ID, name, and email. Is not actually using the, value itself. How do you make it use the value? Very simple. The way to make it use the value is to also, you can't just come and say user or you can't say u.id like this. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? It's because anytime you want to express a variable, a JavaScript variable, a function, you have to express it in form of an object like so. So look at the expression that we did. Before we were able to do this, we express it in this form and we end up this way. Now we are now inside a function, a callback function. That's what this part is, inside the callback function. And while we're inside that callback function, what goes? HTML goes. So we're back to HTML. For us to be able to express ourselves in JavaScript again, we need to what? Convert this to a JavaScript literal. So when you now do this, it now makes sense. So you can now say, oh, this is u.id. So if you try to check it out now, this should work. u.id works. And you can use that to express yourself with the rest of the parts. So let's go ahead and also change the name. To use name, you can't just say u.name. You have to what? Express yourself here using variable like so. The same thing with the email, u.email. So that's how you have that there going for it. Yeah, you'll be wondering, why do you have this underline here? That's, yeah, I will explain. Sure, we'll get there. Okay, another thing I need to pinpoint is sometimes this one can be a challenge. This u I put here, people get it confused, so I can rename it. Let's say user. This is just to tell you that any name that you put here is something that you can change. Whatever name that you put here is what you want to use to identify each of the child. What is that function loop that we did when we're doing JavaScript? I think we did. I'm trying to remember. Did we use map at all? I can't remember if we did map, but you remember that we did a quite number of style of loops that we did. But I think I can't remember if we did map sha, but we did talk about other kind of loop. So another thing you want to do here is to eradicate this error. When you are dealing with loop, you need to give an ID or the word key. You need to give a key to the element that is holding the root child. So what do I mean by that? If you do something like this, for example, you introduce another div to this guy, which is the highest level of the element, the root element of what's going on here, needs to be identifiable by React. React needs to be able to easily find it. And how does it do that? Is by you adding an attribute called key and assigning a dynamic value or a unique value to new things that pops up. So you can't just put a fixed value. It's gonna give you error over time. Yeah, you need to put a dynamic value. And looking at this, a good way to have that is this ID. This ID is dynamic or is unique across board. So you can put that value inside there and do something like this. So this makes sense. So that error will go away. So that's how you have something like so. Okay, I won't be able to cover the other ones that we did mention. Like I said, you guys, if you've not watched the video, you are not making this easy. You need to go and watch the video and make sure that you review everything that we've gone through. So I will write the syntax again just for you to see. Remember that this is React. If you were doing JavaScript, you won't need all these things. You can do this outside here. If you wanted to repeat yourself here now, let's do it again outside. This is all this part here is where you can write pure JavaScript. When you are rendering, you can also write JavaScript and HTML inside here. But if you want to maintain pure JavaScript, you can do it outside. and then put your result here. So what that means is that you can build your HTML outside and then dump it inside here. But this is the way that you go with this. So you can do users.map, right? You can see the first thing I wrote, that's this one. This one here ends it, but there's a lot that goes in here. It accepts a value, which is the item that you use to represent it, and a callback function. So for you to put that value, you put another bracket, then you say, let's say you again, then you're out of that, you introduce this, and then you're good to go. This one is a little bit different. So it's a little bit different when you're working with when you're outside, what's the word now, outside the HTML tag. So when you are here, what terminates is what the function tag, but while you are here, what terminates is this, even though technically what is terminating is this one technically, because while you are outside here, you didn't have these curly braces outside, but because you had these curly braces outside, you have to close it outside here. So here you didn't have curly braces, you started with this and you ended with it. While you are inside here, to denote a function, you use this, but to denote a function scope here, you use this. So those are the difference. So we can repeat what we've done. I'll just do console. If you do console.log, you can then do your you can see your ID. In JavaScript mode, remember that you don't need to now start saying, you don't need to start using this, because this is just purely JavaScript. You don't need this in JavaScript. You needed this in your HTML because you need to express, you need to tell that, hey, this is not just an ordinary tag or anything. This is a variable from JavaScript. That's why you need extra, these curly braces. And it's very, interesting or very important that you understand these few rules, because this is what is going to, what you are going to be using throughout. With this now, let me now show you the my own code that I've written, kind of just to give you an idea and what you can do with this. This is just a simple data to just populate this. Let me now show you what I've written so far. So this is a cart page, and what it does quite a lot, but don't get lost. So what it does is, I want to show you things that you are familiar with. So this is using conditional statements, which we didn't talk about. Go and watch it in the video. You can see how I make a conditional statement. I say if this and this, these are make conditional statements, render this part, else render this part. So this is how to use if else. This is if else, right? This one is the if and the other one is the else. That's how to do it. So you can see we're mixing things up. So this one is what I'm doing if. This is using if alone. If statement. So let me see if I can explain this one to you so that you see it. So this is how to write if statements. So here denotes that I want to do JavaScript stuff. That's what this one denotes. And I now say if there's no, and I don't write the if keyword. You just go ahead and start your declaration. And you can see that this one is an expression that says this will return either true or false. Now, whatever this returns, if it is true, then this and means then, do this. Now, in this case, in the second case, if this, instead of saying then, or rather instead of saying and again, right, I now said, well, go and do this, else go and do that. So there's this syntax. Let me write a new syntax for you for that. So it comes with a condition. So there's a condition. Let me write it inside here. So there's a condition, and results. Results means if this condition is made, this part will be rendered. Okay, let me just do it for you guys. Let me just take it. So let's do it here then. So we want to render when it is only 2, right? When the ID is 2. So how do we make our condition? You can make your condition on top, right? From here. So let's start making our condition. Remember, you come with this. It has to wrap around everything. Oh, that's the thing. It has to run around everything. If you don't want to confuse yourself, you can, kind of do it outside and then copy and paste that condition, the result inside. So I can start with this and say, what's my condition? I want to check if what user.id is equal to 2. So if user.id is equal to 2, what do I want it to do? I want it to now do something. So that's something I want it to do will be inside objects like this. So what I want it to do is, in fact, I don't want to touch this. I want to leave this like this. What I want it to do is I want it to just say, I want to say hi. I'm looking at so okay. Let me explain this error so that you guys know what's going on, because you're going to be facing it. Very good error. Let me explain it. Let me go back before I explain it. Let me cut it and then go back again. Now, when you are dealing with React, whenever you introduce something like this, a way for you to enter a data, you need to create an object. The value you are about to put inside needs to be a root object or an object. Notice what we did here. When we have return have only one root. I told you this is the fundamental. It needs to have one root. What happens once you try to introduce another root to it? It comes with this issue. It's not because it is called this. It's not because it's duplicate. No. You can do like this. It has to be one root. How do you now enforce one root? Or if you still want to maintain one root to this, you can do something like this. Do you see? It still has one root. If you look at it in a hierarchy view, it still points down to this one root. So it's not because this one was not labeled like this. That's not the reason, right? So it needs to have one root. So using that knowledge, look at this. When we now come inside here, notice what this one has. Doesn't it has one root? It has one root. So by the time I now started something else, do you see? I've distorted it. It needs to have one root because this is supposed to house an object or a function, or an object, so to say, and it has to be an element. Okay, an element is denoted by a tag. So element is not denoted by multiple tag, just one tag. So I go out of this. Let's continue what we're doing, just for you to understand why the error came to be. So if that's the case, what that means is that all of this needs to be inside one root. All of this needs to be inside one root. So let me still cut this and introduce like a bigger root. So which is this, and then I put all this guy inside it just to be safe. You see, we are safe now. So that means that I can come here and put my what I want to do. Let me type it out. Let me not just paste. Let me type it out and express myself again. So this is what I want to express. I want to make a conditional statement to say if let's say user.id is equal to 2. I just want to say something. I just want to say hi or something, just for you to see what's going on. Then I can do and for me to now write any statement there. Any statement needs to be inside brackets. Oh yeah, bracket like this. So anything you have to put here, you have to put a tag, right? It can be any tag. Then you can then put hi. So anytime we reach 2, it will say hi. So, and this is 2 here. This sum is 2. So when it was looping and it got that sum is 2, it said hi. So I didn't want to make it complex, but let me now make it a little bit. Let me now use the if else. Remember your conditional statement. Oh, if this is what I just wrote now. If condition, if condition is what I just wrote now. This is what I just wrote, which is if this condition, do this. That's what I just wrote. And you will remember that there's also another version of this if condition, which is if else. How do you write if else? So before I go ahead and write if else, let's make this more interesting and say that I don't want to make this too complex. Okay, so let me put it here. Yeah, I can put it here. Then I want to put it inside here. I don't need this guy anymore. And I want to say if this guy is equal to 2, I want to put asterisk. Can you guys see the asterisk? I'm sure you guys can see the asterisk. So, but I can go way further. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just put the asterisk there. Let me make it obvious. Okay. Let me put hash. Then the rest should show $$ or something like that. So if it is 2, show hash. Then how do I do the else? How do you put the else into it? Is by changing this one from and to question mark. Changing it from and to what? To question mark. That way it becomes a ternary operator, which it's another thing entirely, but ternary operator is a thing, which means that if this is true, we show you the value. So let me show you, let me write that down here. The way it works is this. It says condition. If condition is true, it will show here. If it's false, it will do this. This is how to run this. I can't remember if I did this to you guys, if I explained this in JavaScript for you guys, but this is how ternary operator work. You have your condition. If your condition is true, it will execute this. If your condition is false, it will execute this. So this is what we're about to write, right? We're about to write this, but what am I doing to it? Let me write it here. I'm doing this to it. Do you see? I've added this to it. Then I'm also doing this, and I'm also doing this. So this is what I want to write now. All this bracket and everything, I want to translate it upstairs. So let's see. The first bracket is already there, which you guys are aware of. The second bracket condition, you can also include it. There's no problem there. You can include that one. Then it's supposed to be a question mark. You have your question mark. The second one is supposed to be in bracket like this. You can put that in here. Then followed by a semicolon, put it there. Then followed by another bracket. Then you now start, your tag. Then this should be $. So let's check. So if you run it, you should have an error. It's giving me an error. So let's see, is it working here? It's not working. Let's check. Okay, the reason why it's giving error is because of this. We went to write something at the bottom of the code. So it's working now, guys. So we have our results. I hope this is a little bit clearer. So if you guys have gone through the video, this shouldn't be a problem for you guys. Is this clear? Do you have any question? Okay, so do you guys have any question? If you guys are watching, are watching me on TikTok, I'm actually in a live class. So just hold on a little bit. Which one make I re-explain again? Hey, Jesus. So the thing is, I will not. Okay, so do you know why you're asking? So the thing is this. The reason why you're asking me to re-explain again is because you did not watch the first video. Remember the idea. The idea is that you are supposed to watch the video, and this class is supposed to be a review. So you're asking me to do 3 works, like quadruple, which is very stressful. You're supposed to watch the class. If you have watched the video, it would have helped a little bit, right? And but let me just reiterate again.
I watched it, but
Okay,
I've
so
not fully understand it.
which part did you joined late now?
This dollar point.
No, this dollar thing is not dollar. I just put it there. I just put, it's an example. It's an example. It's not anything special. It's an example. It's nothing special. And the other thing again is that this guy can be anywhere. I can literally inject it here to say that, okay, if this person is 2, use equal sign. Use equal sign. Else this one use dash. So this is just me using conditional statements. If you guys are on TikTok, please send in likes. Send in your likes, please. Send in likes. Let other people know we're here. This is a live session. I'm doing a live class right now. If you're interested in learning React, let me know. Send me a DM. We have classes coming up. A bootcamp is coming up by February. If you're interested in front-end web development, I teach you like you don't know anything. So we teach from 0 to, to hero. So if you're interested, make sure you go to the link on my bio. Go to the link on my bio. I have a YouTube page. I have free classes and paid classes. If you want one-on-one, send me a
Hello, sir, are
DM.
you
You
there?
know. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. So which part do you want me to explain? I have so many things I've put here that will confuse you, especially me putting all this thing here. So let me just make this a div and say number 2. So what's your question? What's your question? Let me review it again.
I will watch the video again. I'll watch, even though if it take me 10 times, I'll watch it again.
It's not about.
Thing is that.
Okay, go ahead.
Thing is that I don't understand most of the concerning this. I know you explained the condition part in JavaScript when you say true, false. I know, but when the addition of this JavaScript and the React, that is what is confusing me now.
So
this JavaScript, and this React aspect.
I get it, and sometimes it's not just automatic, right? It's not automatic. So, and in fact, what you guys are learning in React is the introduction, mind you, and that's why when I was trying to explain it, I avoid showing you all this big code. I avoid showing you. I just want to make it as simple as possible, and this is the barest minimum you can go, and that's why I always try to explain to you guys that this thing becomes, I don't like to be using the word harder and harder. The thing, increases in scope as you progress. It increases in scope as you progress, and if you've, relent at any point, it's going to show. It's going to show. Notice that we are using all our knowledge in JavaScript to combat this thing, to come in here. All our knowledge is at work. The other thing you just need to put into consideration is the rules and regulation for React. One thing with React is that it has rules and regulation. You have to be able to follow those rules and regulation. If you miss anything, it will just break. If you do anything, you'll see anything. So the thing will just break. Another thing again, I'll tell you is that don't worry. We're rounding up React very soon because we are starting the new season by February 2. So we're still coming back to React. So if you do not get it now, don't worry. We're still coming back to React. But let's make sure that we always, take our assignment serious. Take the assignment serious. When it's time for us to, ask questions, we've at least gone through the video. there's limits that I can do. There's no how I can explain. If I explain anyhow I explain, you know, there's no amount of explanation I will do if you've not put in your own part to it. It won't enter. It won't enter. So that's just what I want to add there. If you are watching me now, you are not following, you're on a long thing, or start following, guys. Start following. You can go to my YouTube page and subscribe. This is also streaming on Twitch and TikTok, also on Instagram. If you are not following, please go and follow. I will read all your comments. If you sent in comments, I will read them through. Please just give me some time. We are live now on we're doing class now, so I want to finish with the class. Once I'm finished with the class, I will address all the questions all the questions that you guys have sent. Okay, guys, our next class, because we move on, we'll move. Let me open our next class. We'll move. Let me open our next class for you guys to see. Let me open our next class for you to see. I don't know. Okay, my screen is not available for you guys to see, but just stay on there. Our next class is 106. That's This one is interesting. No, this one is reacting to events. Remember that we did events in JavaScript. So this one also has its own event. This one has its own event. It's not just everything we did in JavaScript, right? Okay, look at it this way. The way Bootstrap is to HTML is the way React is to JavaScript, right? So you have to be able to see that React is trying to make your work easier. And it's not as we can do without React, but there's a lot of people looking for React developers. Trust me, it's a lot of people looking for React developers. So you can't just stick with JavaScript. And that's why it's even introduction to React. This is introduction. Introduction. I'm just introducing you to React. There's also the advanced course for React. This is introduction to React. So the next class is React 106. Is that our last class? Is that our last class? Thank God, that's our last class. That's our last class. There are also advanced classes in React, but like I said, this is introduction to React. The whole course has really stretched a lot, you know, from HTML to CSS to Bootstrap to JavaScript. JavaScript was something else. Then finally React. So are we, you know, like you guys to go through the class. If you are finding it difficult, like I said, take your time. Make sure you flow through the exercise. I didn't really give too much. Okay, I gave assignments now. Let me check. Even this one has an assignment. Let me check if the previous class has an assignment. It has an assignment. Because assignment is a way for you guys to do stuffs. It has assignments. Because if you learn something and there's no accountability or there's nothing that to hold you to say, okay, this thing you've learned, can you show me? Right? There's no point in doing whatever. It's just like you going to watch YouTube videos. If you watch YouTube videos, you know, they'll bamboozle you, do all sort of things, you know. But if you are not, there's no one, you know, trying to make sure that you go through all these things, you won't be able to attain a lot. So there's an assignment now. I'll give you guys an assignment on it. So let's, that will be all for tonight. Let's reconvene again on Wednesday. Wednesday will be our last class for front-end web development for this season. That's Q4 2024. We're supposed to finish this in 2024, but that's fine. So it stretches. And the next one will now be, we're starting from beginning again. So for people that missed a lot of things, a lot of people join us from the middle. There's a lot of people that join us from Bootstrap. So it's an opportunity for us to start again. And it's a continuous thing. Once we finish Q1 again, we'll start from Q2 again. It's a continuous thing. And like I said, I keep adding new things to the system. Maybe changing topics, adding topics. So topics that is more relevant, adding it and everything. I've reviewed JavaScript a lot. I've added, you know, topics to JavaScript that makes it more relevant, you know, with other courses. So that's all that we have for tonight. That's all we have for tonight. If there's no question, we will need to reconvene again by Wednesday. So see you guys on Wednesday if there's no question. So my TikTok people, how are you guys doing? So a lot of people have run away, but let me go through all the comments that you guys dropped. Like I said, I make sure that I read all the comments and then we can move on from there. Let me off the mic. Just give me a minute. Okay guys, let me read all your comments and then I will address it one after the other. So where is the comment section? Okay, let's go. Good evening, how was your day? There's been a lot of questions or a lot of read. How are you doing? So this me reading all the comments, guys, so just stay with me. You said you have no job the last time. I don't know what this person was saying. Good evening, Mama. That's coming from Faith. Good evening to you too. Okay, good evening, my MD. Good evening, my MD, to you too. Okay. Hello, I'm new here. What's the project about? So someone is new here. If you are new here, please say hi. If it's your first time here, say hi. Please make sure that you are sending likes. We only have 2.7 likes. Please send more likes so that other people will join us. Thank you. I'm going to read all your comments, guys. Just keep those comments coming in. Everybody sending hi. I'm going to read those comments. If you are new, say hi and let me know where we are chatting from. Also let me follow. Please don't forget to follow. If you are watching on YouTube, also subscribe, and you can share this to any of your friends that you know will benefit from it. Okay guys, so let's let's continue. Okay, someone said they are just joining. Where do I get the video? Yes, some people are asking where do they get the video from. If you watch from beginning, you will see me referencing a lot about, you see me making reference to a video that people should have watched. I have a class, you know, that you guys can see here. It's a playlist that contains React. I have a front-end web development playlist on YouTube that you guys can go and watch. It actually broke down this stuff step by step. So the link, you can see the link on my bio. Go to the link on my bio, you will see the link there. And make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss new video that comes up. I have over 60 something videos on YouTube. So go there, like, show some loves and drop, you know, some comments for me. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, somebody was saying I have so many providers. I've been trying to find how to kill those providers, but I'm gonna do that anytime soon. I just thought about the solution. So this is what somebody was talking about. Let me show you guys. So if I come here, waiting to scratch me for back now. So if I come to this part here, you can see the providers are not that much, but they are much. So I have authentication provider, card provider, address provider. So I have like 3 providers here. I'm gonna crush this one. And put it inside its own page. So if you guys are still with me this evening, I'm gonna do that. Then you guys are gonna see it. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Someone is asking what theme do I use. I can't remember the theme that I use. I think Mo something, I think Phonics or something. I can't remember the theme. But if you are still there, ask me again. Then I'm gonna go look for it. Please, sir, is this HTML? This is not HTML. This is React. This is React.js. This is React. For those people asking what this is React. Help, I need to learn. So Gift Divinity needs to learn. For so many people that need to learn, this is how you can go about learning from me. If you want to learn from this platform, this is how you can go about it. There are 3 methods in which you can learn from Process Guide. This platform was set up to teach, train, mentor, and coach people that want to go into tech. And there are 3 major ways in which you can learn. The first way is free. And how can you do that is when you come online and then you watch me like this. I stream all my stuffs online. I just finished with a live class. Those classes are paid class. They are my direct one-on-one students that I mentor or coach, right? So the first method is free. Once you follow me, you subscribe, you can actually watch me for free. The second method is through subscription. If you subscribe to my TikTok, my YouTube and TikTok, so to say, if you subscribe to my TikTok, I load special content, and when I'm teaching live, I will answer your question on the live channel. Okay, thank you for those people sending likes. Please send in likes. We only have 19 people here. We got to 70 people at some point. All of them disappeared. You guys were not being consistent on the likes. Please send in likes. I can see my voice is going away. Okay. So the third way in which you can learn is to be a direct student. That one is the easiest, or rather the sweetest way. You have my one-on-one attention, and yeah, I focus on you solely and make sure that you thrive. That's one-on-one. And if you're interested in that, send me a DM or see the link in my bio to chat me up on my WhatsApp, and then we can take it up from there. Okay, the next thing is, say, what do you think about new DeepSeek API? Somebody's asking me what I think about DeepSeek API. The DeepSeek API is just like ChatGPT. All of them are all API. All API are classified as API. There's nothing special about them. Not that there's nothing special about them. However, as in what I'm trying to say is that their job is to help you. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Robot has not replaced anybody for now, I guess. Well, maybe factory workers or something, but robot is not going to replace you anytime soon. Don't even think about it. Robot is not going to replace you anytime soon. The only thing is that they are going to make your work better. They're going to make you think smarter, work faster, and deliver quicker on your projects. That's what they are there for. Okay, what do you think? Okay, I just addressed that. Is this Flutter? No, this is not Flutter. By the way, I also do Flutter. How do you feel about China new AI? Is wonderful. Even though I think ChatGPT is better than it, because I used it as well, and I think ChatGPT is still better. I gave it a task to do. ChatGPT gave me a better result, right? Both of them are great. So all of them should compete so that they will make us shine. That's the idea. With competition, you will get good products. The user array, can you do it in a different component and import the component to the one? So somebody was asking me when I was doing the user array. Okay, so let me quickly answer what you were saying. Good question. I hope you are still there. Makal asked a very interesting question. Unfortunately, he might have left, but let me address it. So what he said was that this page that we did, for those people just joining us, this is a live class that we did and we just finished, but I'm going through all the questions that people asked while I was in the live class. So what he said was that this guy should be somewhere else so that we can import it. This is very, very simple to do. So what this have to do is you come here. This is the user. You want the user out of here, and it can be anywhere, guys. You can put it anywhere. In fact, it can be inside. Well, it has to be inside source. Yeah, it can also be inside here anyway. So anywhere you put it is fine. So I can save this as users dot. The file you save it at is also important. If you save it as JSON, maybe you want to import it as a file. That's different. But I'm assuming maybe you want to use, you want to use this method. You want to be able to write it this way. So if you do this way, you will need to do constant export. It won't go with default. You can't use export default constant. That you can't do this. So you can only do this, right? Or you do this, then you do export. There's so many formats, you can use. There's so many formats you can use. So there's no one way, right? There's no one way you can do. And you can also do something like this. This one means something else entirely. And this is if you are trying to export more than one thing. You can't do export default. for that if you are trying to export more than one thing, you know, like that. So you can export this and also export this like so. So you can do that. But let me go back to where we are and say we are just exporting. Let me make it as basic as possible. Let me not blow your brain. So let's say export. Exporting these guys. This is what we do. But I also want to make it export default users. Because you'll be working with other data, let's say you have settings. Let's say you have settings and the settings is an object and the object is let me say you have theme, then you have gray, right? And you also want to export it as well. There are various ways in which you can export, guys. You can export it as a bunch like this, or you can come like this and do export one like so, and export the other one like so. But in this case, you have to export default. Okay, you know, they respond to this one, so we maintain this one like this. So you export this to this way. Now the next thing, I'm gonna answer all the, please keep your question coming. I'm not seeing any likes, so I'm not seeing any likes, guys. I'm not seeing any. If these users drop below 10, if the users drop below 10, I will go and sleep, so there won't be need for me to be online. So please send in likes so that people can come in here. We only have 3K likes. Please send in likes so that it can keep me going. Your likes is what keep me going. If there are people here, it means there are people I need to, you know, talk to. But if there's nobody here, there's no point. Thank you for that one person. You can see the people have increased to 18, 19. So if you're enjoying it, just tap in on those likes so that people can come in. Okay, so how do we now get the user to this place? The way to get it, go and watch my video. I did import export. I can even show you the video. I have a video on this. It's called import export. I'm gonna continue, just give me a minute. So if you go to this one, or what, this one of, so let's go to 105. I think it's my 103 class. It's my 103 class. I talked about import export and I broke it down, you know, really well. But let's not use that one to digress a little bit. Let's go ahead and continue. So I went ahead and say imports. So you say import. Now look at the way you exported. You exported this way. You exported, where is our export? You exported by doing something like this. This is how you have to import it too. So when you're importing it, you now put your bracket and specify what you want to import. Because in this case, we are using only users. So you say users, you import users. We don't need settings for this case. And it was smart enough to see it. Look at my system. It saw this. I'll just pick it and it's picked the right thing. Do you see? And if you want to know where you are, maybe you want to pick it, maybe it didn't bring this for you, so let's do it manually. So you do from, you put this and then you do ... back so that the thing will even search for you, so you can see our users there. So you pick users and automatically, do you see, our code is resolved and everything is working fine. If you wanted to pick something from settings, you just go back and do, you continue and you do settings. So the reason why it's underlining settings is because settings was not used. If you now want to use settings, you can just say console log your setting. Then settings is now used. That's how you import and that's how you make your code clean and neat. Let's move on to the next question. I hope you are okay with that. How many users do we have? 16. Please keep sending those, like, don't give up. If you have those, if you have roses, please also send them. It also help boost and make the what's it called now, the live more important and focused. So TikTok, we know that we are doing something great here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Someone say, is the output not supposed to be this condition statement in one line then loop? Okay, so somebody was talking about the loop I made here, so which I guess the explanation I made would have fixed this part. I guess so. What's with it include fetching some data endpoint? So somebody was saying that I should talk about endpoints, fetching data in endpoints. So I can't do that now because that's going to take quite a lot of time. It's going to take quite a lot of time for us to cover. Okay, I have 14 users. Okay, which language do you use? I use all the languages, guys. Any language if you think of, I use them. If you want to give me job, bring job, I'll do it for you. So which language do you use? I use all the language. Type of CSS, React. Okay, I'm reading through the comments. So guys, I'm going through all the comments. Hey man, is taking down an Instagram account or YouTube video able? Hey man, it's taking down an Instagram. I don't understand your question here. Strawberry bust. I can't read that comment. So if you guys are not following, please make sure you're following. I'm going to read all your comments. If you drop comments, just stick around. I'm going through all the comments one after the other. I'm not missing anyone out, except you said something wonderful. Okay, Dickens Obari, how are you doing? Nobody's dropping rose. What's in the happen now? We don't get rose for you. Okay, no problem. Somebody's chatting from Uganda. How are you doing, Dickens Obari? How are you doing? What is this about? So Iki is asking us what this is about. This is about learning programming. If you want to learn programming, this is what it's all about. Guys. I'm doing HTML, bro. Almost done. You're still in HTML. Good for you. But we're waiting for you here now. Okay. Someone is saying why without destructuring. Dorlang 9448 is saying why without destructuring. Okay, I think you must have been okay, yeah, it's trying to contribute to the code I was writing earlier on. Why do you so many providers in the app? So Bruno is asking me why I use so many provider. It's not so many provider now. They are not that much, guys. The provider are not that much. Let me go back to it again. You guys want to kill me here. So let's look at it together, guys. The only provider that strict mode, right? This is not counted. This is not counting against me, right? So that's down. Browser routes is not also counting against me because that's React routes. It's not counting against me. So we have 2 down. Authentication provider, yes, I wrote that myself. This is me. Cat provider, this is me. Address provider, this is me. So I'm gonna kill this guy, address provider. I'm gonna make it available in the app itself. Then scroll to the top, provider. I need this a lot. This is going to allow me to scroll any page I go into to the top. So the only provider that is that I need to worry about is these 3. So the rest are really important. These 3, I'm gonna inject them into the page that they were being used for, so it doesn't show on everywhere. So let me remove this so that people will stop bashing me on the provider number of provider thing. Let me show another page. Let me show this page. People will always see something to bash me about. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. A lot of nested if. Yeah, you are dealing with what's it called? The nested ifs are not so that much, kind of. So let's deal with it. So it's saying that they know a lot of nested if, which I agree with you, right? Sometimes you will notice that I terminated an if condition here right away. There are some that needs to be inside the object. Of course, I know I could build that there and inject it into here. I could build what I want like this. Now this could have been something I can build and just inject inside here. Yeah, and by the way, this is something I'm just building, So most times you will just, when you are building app like this, you are starting to build your app like this, you might just go with the first run, like just build, over time you then come and do refactoring. So that's, what's happening. So sometimes you can't do without having something like this start. And the idea is that it allows you to easily, quickly change things. When you're starting things like this, things easily change, and you can just, you're supposed to be able to move around. When you're starting, you move fast so that you break things, you arrange things, and then you go a lot. Okay, I'm still new here. May I know what is going on here? So Dekin Obari, okay, you said I don't know if you are still there. So what is going on here is that I just finished a class. We are doing training on front-end web development. I trained on quite a lot of subjects. So see the link on my bio. You're going to see a lot of things going on there. I trained on quite a lot of subjects, and this is one of the courses I'm taking. So we just finished a live class, and I'm going through all the comments that people supplied. So that's it. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Are you using that? I also use that as well, but I'm not using that at the moment. How long can it take for me to properly learn software development, brother? So I will say give or take 8 months to 1 year, or let's say 6 months to 1 year, depending on how much time you put to it. So it all depends on you guys. It all depends on you. Moving on to the next question. Yeah, someone said 1 year, give or take. Yes. Yeah, depending on your experience. Yeah, people are really responding to you. How do I learn HTML and learn it well and easier? I have been going on and on. So Levi Rizzi, don't carry my job outside though. I teach, I coach, I train, I mentor. Don't carry my job outside. See the link on my bio, send me a message, and I will, pick it up from there for you. Okay, so are you using DeepSeek for coding? No, I'm using ChatGPT. Great. Which language would you recommend for a beginner? I would recommend HTML for a beginner. I would recommend front-end web development for a beginner. Just go and learn, front-end web development. That will really, test your resolve to see if you really want to do this or you just want to play around. Oh, finally, I came to the end of the question. I thought the question was not going to finish. Okay. So someone say, Ishi, then which you get the concept and skills, move on to React or Vue. Okay. I think it was someone who was trying to respond to someone's comment. So guys, that's what I have. I have a lot of people here. Thank you for my first timers. Thank you guys for contributing to my likes. Thank you for contributing to my live, guys. Thank you for sending likes. We have 5.8k likes and 0 roses. We got 0 roses. So it's rose time, guys. It's time to contribute. It's time to make me smile. I've made you people happy. It's time to make me happy. React and Vue are languages. They're not languages, they are frameworks and libraries. React and Vue are frameworks and libraries. They are not programming language. Programming language are JavaScript, Python, C++, C, and what have you. Okay guys, make sure you are sending your likes. Do I need to learn JavaScript before I can use React? Of course, yes. Very recommended. What you are writing in React is JavaScript, so you have to learn JavaScript first. So how come you have 20 years of experience? What do you mean how come do I have 20? I have 20 years of experience. What do you mean how come? Show my age, meaning. Yes, now I do have 20 years of experience. Is that too hard to believe? You look young. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we look young. I look like 25, right? I know. I get that a lot. So I do have. Although I started programming very early. Very, very early. I won't tell you how early I started programming, so that you will not calculate my age for me. But trust me, I started programming very early, and it has really helped me a lot. So it helps to start early. It helps. It helps to start early. Catch them young, they say. That way, you will not forget anything. It becomes part of you. It becomes who you are. It becomes part of you. Do you do React Native? Yes, I do React Native. I do everything, guy. I do everything. I've seen it all. I do not everything sharp, but I do majority of what the industry will ask me to do. I do quite a lot. I do quite a lot. I do quite a lot. What is the best and biggest? There's nothing like best project. I would just say the biggest project, or you don't call it the best project I've done. It's more of like the most challenging, project. There's no best project, so to say. I think that's the better way to put it, is the most challenging or the most fulfilling, project. There's project that makes you feel fulfilled. There are projects that are challenging. One of the most challenging projects I did was connecting to the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Right, it was so crazy, right? Connecting to Nigerian Stock Exchange, doing trading application. Then, if you the one of the most fulfilling, project I've done is building something that almost a lot of users use. I can't disclose that for now. Have you ever used Trade? Yes, playfully. I think I've used it playfully before. Are you guys following? Are you guys following at all? Are you following, guys? So please follow. Please follow. Good evening, my experience digital. How you doing? Good evening. How you doing? Just follow. Please follow. It's very simple. Just click on the follow button. The follow button is on the top left side of your screen, depending on where you are watching from. If you are watching from TikTok, top left. If you're on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. I have no idea where the subscribe button is on YouTube. If you are watching from other platform, just follow, guys. I'm streaming on 5 different platforms at the same time, so any of the platform that you guys own, make sure that you are following me and send your love over. Yes, I've been hacked before. If you've not been hacked before, then what are you? You never reach anywhere. You've not had that experience. Of course, I've been hacked before. I would love to go into machine learning. That would be great. That's good. That would be good. Thank you, Prosper Fishy. Thank you. Much love from Nigeria, Lagos as well. Make sure you guys are following. As you guys are sending those comments, don't forget to follow, guys. I also want you guys to tap on your screen and let other people come in here. There's a lot of people that needs to hear about this. There's a lot of people that need to know what we do. We teach, we coach, we mentor, we train, and we, show people the way on how to do these things. Can you create apps? Obviously, yes, of course I can create apps. I can do anything, guys. I can do anything through Christ that strengthens me. I can do anything. Apps is the least of my worries. I can do anything. So, where did I stop from this app that we're building? Okay, let me kind of continue the app that I was creating. How about DevOps? Yes, now. What about DevOps? I can do everything now. I'm one man mopo. One man mopo. Where is this guy? Can you modify? I don't do those kind of things, so I don't do all those kind of things. Chidesco, I don't do those kind of things. Inspires. Yes, this platform is for training. I teach, I train, I mentor, I coach. See the link on my bio, send me a DM, and let's get talking. There are 3 ways in which you can learn from this platform. It's either you learn for free, which is what you are doing now as you are watching me. There's a lot of things I'm saying you can be learning. You can learn by being a subscriber. I drop some videos for special people that are subscribers, or you can learn by being a one-on-one student, with me. Do you have any of your app Play Store or App Store? Currently, no. I'm in the process of deploying a mobile app. So I just got into mobile development last year, so it's not available on App Store yet. This is not Python, this is React. This is React. React 2. No. So there's this app I'm building, guys, and maybe we should build it together. Let's continue. Let me make the app visible on the bottom side of my screen so that you guys can see it. I've been building it now for some time, so you guys can be asking me, your questions while I continue building the app. It's a shopping site for shopping. If you want to shop, I think it's way lower. Let me take it up to something that you guys will be able to see. Okay, it's hidden on mobile. So I want to make it available. I want to make it go up a little bit. Just give me a minute so that you guys can see it. You can have a look. So it should be a little bit visible by now. You should see it better now. So no, it's not Nest.js. It's just pure React. I don't want to make the whole thing complex. I just want to collect my money and go, guys. I don't want to make the whole thing complex. I don't want to complicate things too much. I beg. I just want to eat and close and go and sleep. Someone is saying no, I'm doing front end and back end now. So React does not have backend. So I'm using another tool for backend. I'm using Golang and Python for my backend. Golang and Python for my backend. I'm sure you guys have seen me doing it now. I need to make this width 550. Okay, so let me attend to question. Is it Python framework or Django? No. What kind of app are you working on? So it's a shopping site, e-commerce website. So it's an e-commerce website. It's an e-commerce website. So what I want to do right now is I'm at the part where I have actually I've done all these ones. You can see the item, you can click, you can add to cart, all the dynamism, all the mechanics involved in all these things. I think I've done it. The part where I am now is checking out. How to check out the whole thing. I think these items are too much. So all the deleting, all the making sure that the carts, everything are intact, I've done all those things. So it's the checking out that I am now. So what I did yesterday was that you can check out, you can't check out yet. Once you're about to check out, it's going to ask you for your address. So that's what I just did. So you're supposed to be, and again, once it asks for your address, you're supposed to be able to change your mind and say you want to change your address. Kolobanico Street. Is there a street like this? Near Lagos. And then you save this, that information gets saved there. You can delete and, have only one address, or you can add as many addresses as you want. So I got this done yesterday. The next part is that when you're about to checking out, you also need to have information of what you're about to pay for, because from this place you're supposed to select your address and then you pay. So I'm also going to be doing integration to Paystack. If you want to watch me do integration to Paystack, make sure you're following. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, how you can receive payment online and what have you, the processes. I'm going to do everything right here online. Anytime I'm coming online, I normally publish it on my WhatsApp group. I have a WhatsApp group. If you're interested, send me a DM. See the link on my bio. The WhatsApp group is public. It's a process guide community kind of a thing that is available to everybody. Okay, so let's go ahead. What I want to do now is that I want to be able to let me get to that page. Where is the page? Click here. I also do something like this. When I'm looking for a page, I can't break my head. I just search for one of the texts. Click here to add. So this one is the address list. Let me do something, guys. Before I go, let me quickly do something. This one that somebody said I have so many providers. Let's remove. Let's go on, guys. Let's go on. I think I will do that later off camera. Yes, I do PHP. Nothing I know they do now. Don't tell you now. See, nothing I know they do. I do PHP. So PHP is even there. There's PHP here. So I do PHP. Okay, let's go ahead. I also do Python. I do everything now. This question that they asked me. Now interview question. New page. Use Ctrl P and type the name of the page you are looking for. Ctrl P. No, I don't want to use this method. I don't know the name of the file, right? I don't know. There's so many files I've created, so I don't know the name of the file. Most times I just better search for the text inside what I'm doing. That way I just jump into what I'm doing. Thank you though. Thank you. So let's move on to that. I don't do cybersecurity. All I do is programming. I'm a programmer. What was I even trying to do? So at this page, we need to display the list of the cards. So there's this page that does under here where we have, this is the cart information. I need to have carts checkout, prepare. Yes, prepare page. So these are the list of things I said I want to do. Show default address available for the user. Allow user to be able to switch to another address. I've not done that one. I've not done the ability for user to switch to another address. I'll do that one later. The next is show the breakdown of the total cost of what is going on. So I want to do breakdown of total cost. So I want to delete all these things that are here, not necessary. What question are you asking? Next PHP, please. What do you mean by next PHP, please? I don't understand that, please. What do you mean am I scripting? I don't understand what that means. I'm writing code. This is not PHP. This is JXS. This is React. So are we gonna say shopping carts breakdown? Okay, you mean I should teach? If you want me to teach, you have to. If I have students, I teach now. Nobody has come out to say I should teach them PHP. That's why. So if I get students that say I should teach them PHP, why not? I will teach them. Teach away. Okay, so let's start breaking things down. That's PHP now. No, I use what is relevant for the project. I don't just decide on my decision to use whatever language for any project is based solely on what the app is supposed to do. So yeah, that's it. I want to try to stop using emotion to pick what to use. Can you host a page and get link? Don't ask me this the question you're asking me. I don't understand your question. Or can you host a page and get link, boss? Chris, let me follow you. I do bachelor degree on it. Oh, thank you, Tino. Please make sure you are following, guys. As you are watching, please be following. Don't just be watching for nothing, please. As you are watching, also be following. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get the item in my cart. And to get the item in my cart, I will need to get I need somebody to help me with that, which is called use cart. And use cart is inside. It's inside. I don't know where it's inside. I have to look for it again. I have many projects in my head. Okay, I put it inside hooks. So it's inside use hook. So yes, now I do domain hosting. If you want to, I also teach people on how to host domain. So if you want to learn, I can teach you. So constant is equal to cart. Why is it supposed to be called cart? It's supposed to be called something else. So I have my information inside cart there. I am still learning CS and Python. Yeah, this is JavaScript. Yes, this is JavaScript, but React. Yes, I studied computer science. I learned it all by being consistent. I learned everything all by being consistent, persistent, and consistent. It's a continuous thing. It's a continuous thing, guys. Please make sure you are following. I'm not seeing people following. I'm just seeing comments. I'm not seeing followers. As you are here, as you are watching, make sure you are also following. Because you can't tell me it's only no, it's not school. Which year school? School not teach me anything, no. Don't let them sell puff give you. Which school? School not go teach you anything, no. Okay, so let's move on, guys. How do I learn from you? I want to learn programming language this year, but why Java hard? How much can it take to lecture me? So those things, I can't disclose that thing online like this. If you're interested, I teach people. If you're interested, come to my DM and then we'll pick it up from there. Come to my DM and we'll pick it up from there. I need to see the structure of this card self. I don't forget the way the structure look like. Oh, okay, it has items inside. So certification. What are you trying to get certification on? I don't know. It depends on your area of study. There are so many areas out there. Don't go and take certification blindly. Do you have the knowledge? You want to go and take certification. You take certification when you are already good clearly at that thing. Then you go and do certification. What's choking me like this one? What was I even doing, Seth? This is what I was teaching my students just now. Now I can't the end they do now. This is React. React to. Okay, we got one here. We got this. Okay, so I have to make sure that the item is so I'm trying to do a kind of view. Okay, so let's see. Each of the item will go into a deflex, obviously, where the first item here would be the image. IMGSRC. So the image can be gotten from item dot. I have to see where the item is inside though. Yeah, so I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. The reason why I don't use TypeScript, not that TypeScript can be so wonderful, but I learned a language before. I don't know if you know Motus. I learned Motus like crazy. I was so good at it that nobody, was using Motus. And Motus is it's just like TypeScript, even though I'm not comparing them in terms of features. But the idea of writing another thing to mean another thing compared to one thing, Sha, it's really crazy. Where was I? Say, what am I even trying to do, Seth? I can't remember what I was trying to do. So there's a variable that's giving us problem. I think the stuff, I'm not supposed to be in this page. This page is not loading. So the problem is from this 0. Are you kidding me? That 0 is the problem. This is not Python, this is React. This is React. I thought as much. I'm even trying to locate the image is there. I'm not just calling the right path for the image. So I want to check the image properly. Is inside one nested? Is inside one crazy nested path. So I need to check. So the image is inside here. Then it's inside item. Oh, there's no S. I know because I know the images is there. There's no S. Yeah. So I guess it's resolved now. So that's a good thing with TypeScript. I think I will start looking into TypeScript because I have to now be forcing myself to create some type checking. You know, in some of the components that I created, I have to force myself to do type checking. Problem with this now is I have to memorize all the whole thing. So what I'm doing is I'm continuing from where I stopped in the Sozo app project. It's an e-commerce project, and what it's supposed to do is to kind of do shopping. It's a shopping stuff app, e-commerce rather. So this one now, we can't put name now. I think there should be name here. Okay. Then this should be style. Don't let me style it yet. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to be able to provide the details. So this is the name of the item. The name of the item. Then the unit price. Okay. I think I need to address the elephant in the room. This guy needs to go small. So width should be like 120 pixels, very small, because you're about checking out. So image is not important to you at this point. This guy refused to change. So width was not his problem. Oh yeah, now height could be your problem. So that's the problem if I'm using this method. Instead, I will put you in a div, put you inside here, then style this one, then style class name, what the heaven is going on here? I'm supposed to be doing I love it how you organize this screen. Each window is important and well placed. Good. Thank you. Okay, so what was I trying to do here? Okay, I was focusing on the wrong thing here. Definitely is the width that is important in this case. While in this case is the height that is important. Then align my item to center. Okay, so I need to create some kind of gap. No, not this type of gap. Margin bottom. I have a suggestion to reduce the null check. Okay, go ahead. What's your suggestion? What's your suggestion? Even though I don't need to do it actually. I don't need to do a null check actually. But it was giving me some problem. That's why I did a null check. I didn't need to do that. I could just only check in for this one should be enough. I didn't need to check it down because all these value are always provided. That's the funny thing. All these value are always provided. So I didn't need to go and check everything down the line. So I could just leave it like this. Operation chaining should be used whenever it can. Camel case for knobs. Okay, thank you. So where was I was talking about, okay, so I have this. I need to do some formatting there. I did how to write this function. Why did I use this guy? He's not a hook. Okay, so from here, so the item, let me see, use carts. Inside the carts, okay, we have items. Why do I have to use this method? It's still the same thing now. The reason I still need to use the cart somewhere inside. Inside the map. Okay, so let's use that inside the map. So we do inside the map. Okay, because of this guy. But because of this item, there's I don't think what you're saying makes sense. I don't think that works, because the thing inside here is that there is an item. Even though I call it item here, inside it there's another one called item. That's why it's like that. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on quickly. So I just brought in format price so that I will have right price in there. Then I want to be able to create a kind of I think I should still reduce this thing a little bit, just a little bit. Let's say 50. No, that's crazy. Yeah, so let's do 75. Okay, so I want to be able to multiply it by the quantity. Then I'll say multiply by the quantity. The quantity is inside, I can't remember now. I think the quantity should be inside here. QTY, is it QTY? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, quantity is QTY. Then I should be able to have my result pushed to the extreme right. My value of this should be pushed to the extreme right of the screen. So what that means is this needs to be a class where I can do flex, where this one will be in a div. This will be here. Why this one will now be the total. So this multiplied by this, I need to repeat the same thing here, but this time around I have this multiply by this. So I don't need this guy. Yeah, I can teach now. I'm not teaching at the moment, I'm just doing some coding stuff, but if you want to learn, send me a DM and then we'll pick it up from there. Make sure you guys are sending your likes. Send your likes and send your likes, guys, and send anything sendable. Send in your likes. So here we'll now do justify between. It's not pushing way to what I wanted to do. Let me see what's happening here. So why is it not pushing all the way to the end? So this one. Okay, I will just use some small hack. It's not even responding to me. Okay, got ya. So problem is from here. Yes, so Sozo, you can go and start shopping there soon. Sozo to the world. Okay, I think I get that part. Let me remove the coloring. Then there's so much happening on that part. Everything should be inside, it should be containerized. Everything should be containerized. So yep, I'm about to do so. Okay, so I have that done. I have that done. What else do I need to do? So I need to put the total at the bottom. So I also need to put the total shipment cost and what have you inside the whole thing. And here I can do, let me say total and see what's going on at the bottom there. So what I want to do here is to push everything to the right. Okay, everything to the right, but not just by doing that. It has to be in a flex. Then this one will be shipping, handling, and we charge the costs. So for now, I will just put some random value here. For now, we should not. That's supposed to be handled by your region. How is your app going? It's going well, as you can see. Almost done. I want to finish it this week, guys. I need energy. You guys should give me energy to finish it. Give me energy to finish it. I need energy. Come off it. Okay, I think I should push from here instead. And okay, so what did this one is more? Okay, so what I need here is I need a row and column. That's what I need here. This method will not work for me. So I need a row and column here. It's better for this kind of operation. I need to push this guy to the wait. I want to do cold span and I can't remember how to do it. So I want to put a space at the other end. So I can't remember how to do that. So I'll just do it like this. I can't remember what I want to do, but I will just do it like this. So by default, you will just always have something like this. I'm having a feeling that I could have handled this better. This is not a slick way to do this. This is not a good way to handle this. No, for my hand, though. CSS. CSS wants to form my hand. Don't form my hand. So what we do here is okay, so I think this is better. This is better. Yeah, this is what I wanted to achieve. This is what I want to achieve. So if this is a variant text, yes, exactly what I want to achieve. Okay, let's move on. I need a kind of divider. That stays the obvious, and there needs to be a kind of distance in between these guys. Okay, so this now becomes shipment cost and handling. Then this now become total cost. I already have total cost inside here. The cat already has a total cost. The cat has total cost, but I don't have shipment costs added to it. So for now, I'll just add random value. Right, so this is supposed to be shipment costs. Yep, let me just add this as a fixed value for now. So that value is supposed to be deliberated on automatically based on where you're shipping from. Okay, so let me even put it there as constant. Shipping costs. Boom. Okay, I've done nonsense there. Is it looking better? So let's put something here. Of course, you want to stress this guy. So this is what the client will eventually be paying. You want to really stress it. Is that obvious? It's a good thing. Yes, I do hold classes, X. I do hold classes. So for people that are just joining, this is Process Guy, and I teach, train, coach, and mentor. This is one of my projects I'm working on personally. So if you would like to become part of my class, send me a DM. And then I'll fix you in. Nah, I don't like the border thing. I think it's okay like this. There should be other ways to stress this guy. So I do take classes on Python. I do. Okay, I think you can't miss that. So that is that part. Total costs you will be charged. I think I will say is that necessary? Send a DM, so I'll give you those information. Send a DM, so I'll send you those information. Okay, I think I'm done with this part. The next part is to, click pay, which that part is not ready. That's a pay stack button. If you want to know how to integrate to pay stack, make sure you are following, guys, so that we will do this together, and make payments. Well, what I want to do now is to allow for the documentation of each location I want to ship to, so that I can decide how much each of the shipments costs, the cost of shipping. I think I need to do that in the back end so that the admin can decide to extend their shipments to other parts of the state. So for example, if you are shipping to a part of state, a part of a location, you can decide that this amount you are charging and what have you. So I'll use close to be able to determine how much you can charge. Okay. I know that you still need to be able to delete. Sometimes people need to be able to delete from here. So, but you can't edit, so to say. People need to be able to delete what they don't want from the cards, even under the cards breakdown. But before I go there, I need to put this thing inside the shadow. I think it will look nicer if it's in a card. I think it will look nicer in a card. Yep. Preferred lifestyle in the card. Then I need to make sure that the shadow then I need to create some space. Even this one space no reach. I think 2 is enough. Yeah. Then I think there need to be a space here. Padding end. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that little indentation looks cool. Oh, you guys are not seeing it. So it's good for me to delete one item. Let me add delete button here then, so that we can see what's going on. So the delete should be obviously at the end of what's going on here. So this one is in between. So I can flex another guy. This is the item name on top. So I can create a delete button here. So this guy and the delete button is supposed to be together. Then we do gap. Okay. I think this total should have another color. It should not just be normal black. So we can do info. Yep. But that's too not good. What other color do we have? I've overused green. Oh, success. Okay, I think the green is not bad. Then the delete. I think this should be space in between. Danger, right? But that would be too. Danger is not good because I would like to use danger for the delete. I would like to use danger for the delete. So the delete should have. I don't want to start writing the delete code. There is the code we've written for delete already inside the cat. And we'll just bring the delete guy from here so that we can delete it. And let me call the handle guy. So this is just handle delete. I need the item itself. Okay. Where's the delete guy? Okay, so this needs to be an A button. Item. Then I need to get the icon. Do I need to do? Let me do all this guy. But this is where I can change all these things to an object. Can I convert all these things to a component? I'm not in the. This would have been better. Oh, this can just be in a just be a component on its own. Wow. Should I do it? That's crazily and adventurous stuff to do. But let me do it, guys. Let me do it. That's a lot. Oh. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Let me just manage it manually. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Okay, let me convert it to a component. Let me convert it to a component. Let me do it, guys. So let's say I have a component here and I call it delete cat item delete. Yeah, I understand, guy. I understand. But sometimes you might just be so lazy, right? So let me see if I can pull it off. Export defaults. Do I want to create all those things as components? So let me say, let me call this cat components. Even though this just deletes for now. Export, okay. Constant, what am I even calling it? Cat item delete. Okay, so that's the main use of component. It could be cat action. Okay. Yeah. Instead of cat components, could be cat action. Good. Cat action. But okay, you can just see. So what was I doing? Okay, so I have what am I writing? I'm writing nonsense. My head won't blow now. Oh my god. This thing sometimes gets me confused. I get lost sometimes inside here. Okay. Take a deep breath. Nah. Okay, just dump this one here first. So what I do when I get into this, I just use my old function, guys. Okay, function called this nothing beats the old function. You know how many programming languages in my head? I have like quite a lot of programming languages in my head, so sometimes I get confused. Not my fault. Okay, so now to start refactoring this guy, and let's do this, guys. So I have this component I designed to hide on mobile, right? So I need to bring it in. It's very handy. You can just use export function. Yeah, I know. I want to do so I can export other things in the future. So that's why I did this. So great stream. I really enjoyed this game, and oh god. Okay, so let's start doing this. Import this guy from, where are you, guy? This guy is in, where did I even put it? I think it's inside utility. I don't know where my components are. You have no idea. Okay, is it inside utility? Okay, so I got that fixed. The next one is I want to, okay. Hey, why are you all scattered down? Okay, one thing at a time. Okay, so I never even read the code self. My head on the blow. Okay, let me continue because I don't know why it's giving me this trouble. So let's continue, guys. So I bring in this. Okay, I didn't close the button. I was wondering because that was unusual. It was not supposed to do that at all. So let's go on, guys. Now this handle delete, right? We need to make use of it from this guy. We created its own handler. Before we go and do that, let's look at the things we need. I need the item, so I need this item in. That's my props. We use props anymore now. Item. So I need to get rid of this level. Okay, so I just use item. So when I'm coming in, I know that I pass in it that deep. So I'm coming like this, I'm coming like this, and I'm coming like this. And the first use case, okay, let's just first finish designing it first. Then I then go and do this guy. First copy and paste first, but we know how far. Okay, the item goes in there. Let's create the states that I used to hold the states. You sit in there. Okay, then let's import React state guy. Okay, why is it the complaint now? Oh, no vex. Blessing, I don't feel like to sleep. Oh, okay, so we need to call this delete item. This is inside. Now this is where we need to pass this guy in. We need to pass it in here. Delete item needs to come in like so that you can call it in. Are you using the state inside carts page? Yes, I want this delete to handle the states itself. It should be self-encompassing. I want it to handle the states. So I'm gonna eventually delete this one. We're not gonna be using this one eventually again. So the button should be able to do all the things it needs to do. Okay, so we have this one done like so. Why are you complaining? Okay, I'm gonna validate it later. I have this guy. So what's your own? Okay, we're gonna validate it later. Okay, it looks like it's done. No, are you kidding me? So let's go ahead and test it. I'm not gonna touch this page. This one is working perfectly, right? So let's go and make use of it in our prepare, which is here. Where is it again? Which is the delete we wanted to do here. Here, let's go and use it here. So I'm working on this page, as you can see, is a shopping cart. So just follow. So here we don't need to create all this guy again. I'll just comment it out. So what we just need to do is to call, what did we call it, F? We call it cart item delete. I think we should call it delete cart item, which I don't think, well, we can argue on the name. I like the action thing, but it's a tag we are building. Delete cart item. Let's go ahead. We can agree to disagree on the name, but let's import it. From now, I have to start looking for it again. Where did I even put it? I put it in component. Yes. Cart action. Okay, so we now have it like this, cat action. So this delete item will now be passed here. Delete item is equal to delete item. Kotlin, no, I can't use Kotlin. Delete action. So here will now be action. Or yeah, I guess action is better. But I won't know what the action is all about. But let me just call it action, sure. Okay, that's the action. Then obviously the action is supposed to get this guy. Then what else am I doing inside here? The item is equal to, we could just call the use cat inside. No, I don't think it's better if we call the use cat there. There's a lot of things that use cat is doing, because if you look at it, the use cat is being used here. So the best thing is to pass the value inside instead of now calling use cat again. Imagine if you have 5 delete buttons, it will be calling 5 use cats. So the best thing is that at the top level, you pass the value here. From the use cat, we get all the cat item. You get all the functions that the use cat can do. So it's good that we can pass the function directly to this guy, so that it doesn't render anything. You know, it doesn't go and start calling use cat stuff. I hope you get it. So I think what I did was that we want to pass it like this. Item in an item, yes. But I should be able to reuse this. I think I can do a better job here, but I want to first test it. The better job that I can do here is just to be able to pass the name and the item. But let me just still do this. Let's see if it will work. Why am I still seeing delete button there? Why am I still seeing delete here? I've broken the thing. So let me check inspect element. I've broken the whole thing. Let's check where the issue is coming from. Oh, okay, we didn't provide a default for this guy. Okay. So that should fix that. Okay, Ogbeni, let me just do this one. Export defaults. And if we do it this way, we can't do it this way then. Can't do it this way then. Later, we'll figure out that one. So I'm still getting error. I'm still getting error. Let's ask for help. Just use I should just use Angular. Is that supposed to be a meme? That's a torture. That's torture. So there's a problem with what we are doing. Oh. There's a problem with what we are doing. So we didn't finish the building of the stuff. Where is this one that I told it to go, and the page is wrong. Oh. I don't think this page is correct. This component, I don't think say they correct. Oh. Aha, I thought as much. The page is not correct. That's one. Okay. So let's properly find where is our component, so we shouldn't have problem. Okay, so we're almost there. So what is happening is that automatically our code is calling delete automatically. So our code is calling delete automatically here. And that is strange. The code is executing this, which is strange. Someone says something. Passing a code function to props might also be, yeah, I think so. So what if we pass it like this, right? What if we pass it like this, and then we then go and execute it inside? This one is booting forever. Okay, so I think it's okay now, but let's see if it will work. Will it work? So let's prepare for error. Let's prepare for error, and let's see. Let's click it. There's a lot of feature I did here that does loading and everything like that. So let's see. Perkins, good evening. So it worked smoothly, guys. It worked very, very well. So watch the animation. It has this animation effect, which I would like you guys to see. It worked very well. So if you click this, so just watch this, and then it has this stuff, and then it goes away. So it worked very well. And you can see that it just left the shipping cost there. So that really worked. We'll go and review the code again, but before we do, let's add some stuff to our cart again. Let's load in our cart. So these guys now cannot be a component, right? Even though that's not what I did. These are two different components. I didn't, like I said, I was too lazy doing it. So this delete now is different from this delete, right? And it's different from this delete. I know, don't crucify me yet. I just, most times if you want to do stuff fast, most times, so not all the time, you can just rush, and over time this is not properly aligned. Let me align this one. Let me align this thing. You just see a whole lot of things. So this is here, and we have a line. I think it's align center. The guy is not aligning. Item align. Align center. Okay, that did it. So you might not see what I'm doing from afar, but I can see that stuff. And you might also want to align this and this together to create that center stuff. I think I want to do that as well. I want to align this and this to center. So where do we go from there? We have the flex guy here. Where's the flex guy? Where's the first flex guy? Yes, there's it. So how do I put everything to the center? Wait, let me know where I am. Okay, that's where I am there. And I think I should be able to use line item center. It didn't work. Align content center. Why are you not working? Align. Hey, if you're not working, I'll just go and do something else. We got things to do. Item center baseline. I think it should even be more of baseline. Yeah, I think it's more of baseline. Who agrees with me? This looks better than even trying to make it center. Okay, so let's move on. I have my button. Where is it again? So let me do the prototype of this. I'll just tell this guy to do the prototype for me. Where's the guy? Okay, so running through the prototype stuff, and I will now copy this to all my codes. This will now be what I will use. So this component is what I will now use across board, and you can see it's managing the states correctly. Everything is working intact. So I can copy the code I have here now, and I told you not to use this one for default for me. Not the year. So ChatGPT just helped me did this one. It just added this for me anyway. Sometimes I forget how this one is written. Okay, so that becomes our button. So let's go ahead and spread the good news. So if I go to, so you can see that here it's more simpler now. Like, let's go and remove it from where we have our cart page, for example. So you see the number of codes that we're going to remove. We're going to remove this one, delete. It's gone. Eventually I'm supposed to do it for this one, but not tonight. I need to go and prepare to sleep. So we also going to remove the entire of this. That's like 4 lines of codes gone. Then we come to where it's implemented. Where is the guy? Okay, so you can imagine removing all these guys, all these things, and then boom, one line of code. Okay, so but I have to be careful here. This is written this way, then we have to import it. So it's actually beautiful this way. So where's the guy that I put it near this one? Okay, somewhere here. Components, cat action. Okay, so I want to import it using this method because I will be having to import other ones, you know, like this. I don't want to import them separately. So I will have to use this method to export. That way it will not force me to do the other way. So sometimes those syntax get into my head. Okay, let's go ahead and implement that. So we'll have it this way. The function goes here, and we have, where's the guy? The whole argument comes in this way, and then we start the function. The whole argument comes in this way, we start the function. Okay, it doesn't have a child. Okay. I think I've messed it up. Yeah, there's the ending part. It's gonna end with this, obviously. I still messed it up. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Okay, so where's my return guy? Pre-return, you better just work. Then I got all you guys going. Okay, so I got that done. So that way importation should be pretty slick. Okay, so that way I can import using this method. Then I can add other things. So let's see how we can use it inside here. So I think I've implemented. Yeah, I need to test it inside the cart page. So let's go ahead and see the cart page. This is the cart page. This is the new one we just added. Once I click, it's working very well. Just to make sure that that's what is showing, I can just come in here to do some. How do I test that this is what I just put in here? Okay, I can just do something like this. Yes, that is it. So it's working beautifully well. So I can go on and add it to all the page that needs to be added on. and live is good. But let's not stop there. Let's create the rest so that we can call it a night. So if we'll add more stuff, add this guy, add this guy, add this guy. Okay, Abdulaziz, good night, how you doing? Next.js, no, this is not Next.js. So I just want to add one more component, and then that's add, then I'll call it a night. Call it a night. So I can do this plus. There's two type of add to cart. There's the plus, and then there's the one that has the button. There's the one that has this one. So there's a big button and there's this. They both do the same thing. So but let me first work on this plus button. Let me work on the plus button before I now do this one. So what name am I gonna give it? I'm just going to duplicate exactly what I have here. This time around, I'll call it, there's plus and then there's add. Okay, let me just say add cart. Okay, add cart, add item. Then let me see the implementation of this one. So this is inside product details. Product details, yeah. So I typically use the same method, guys. So I'm gonna use the same method here. So I come here and instead of delete now, it's going to be add, and instead of the other one, it's going to be handle add cart. Then I'm then jumping to the interface. So this interface just use plus, and that's what I'm going to use for this. I'm going to jump here and replace. So in this case, yeah, doesn't matter what is called, it's still an item. Item is what we are provided with. There's nothing else going on here. Add item. Okay, this is supposed to be action. So direct replica of the same thing that I've just done here will be what this will be carrying. We prefer TypeScript to JavaScript. JavaScript is very stressful on large projects. This is a very small project, and by the way, I think I will start working on TypeScript because this project has really shown me so many things. I think I will start working on TypeScript going forward. That way, I don't use all these prototyping stuff, what have you. Okay, so how do I now use this guy? So let's go and see where we need it. We need it inside this place. And by the way, we also use, so where do I need it from? So I say import. We're also going to use delete cart item from I know the part is going to be different, but first of all, I need to even remember the name, cart action. Oh, don't go too far. Cart action. Okay, so we need to remove add and remove. Add and remove. Oh, not this removal. I never do remove. I've done add. I've not done remove. I've done delete. So I then need to, from is missing my import. It's still going to come and bite me. So I need to then go to where it's shouting now. So this one is going to be totally replaced with my action. Is going to be add item. My item is going to be products. So all these guys should go. See code reduction, I beg. So this is delete cart item. This should be delete item. All these guys should go. Then there's a new thing here, guys. This one is different, which is very interesting. This one has a different kick to it, in the sense that this one has a text. The rendering is different. So what I can do is I can put what do? I don't want to build another component, but I can actually build another one. No, I can actually build another one. I can say I can actually build another one. Extended. I can do this one and say add cart, add extended cart. I can do this one. Add extended cart item. I can just do it like this, in order to save me time and not to break my head manipulating this one, because the solution is going to be for me to tweak this one to accept what it is I want to do. So I'm just going to call it the name I just gave it now as extended. So that it can have its own properties. So I'm going to copy this guy and dump inside here. So I'm going to use, of course, item. Everything looks intact, add to cart, blah blah, everything is cool. Then what else do I need to do here? Of course I need to import it. So it saves me the pain of trying to do something serious. Now there's something I just noticed here, which is product details. Where is it again? Yeah, I need to you can also allow it to do class name kind of a thing. Let me see. We did, yeah, you can allow it to do class name so that you can do some stuff with it. Okay. So because these guys are too close together now. So that's delete. Let me add. Delete is the first thing we did. Let me add class name to delete. So that becomes whatever we have here. Okay, so that sits right there. The class name of the button, so that I can go to the page details, delete, and say class name, and do ps start 1. Okay, yes, I can do something like this. So I kind of give it that nice space. I think 2 is okay. Okay, so let's test. I've not tested. I've added something here. Is there string? Okay, there's string. Yeah, now let's do this. So add is working perfectly, and it doesn't affect this one. So this one also works, and it contributes to this. So I've not done remove. This is still using the old method, and yeah, I've not done remove, but I've done this, and I think my code is happy now, and everybody on the stream is also happy. So guys, I think I'll be calling it a night. I've actually take more than enough time on this. So I got 7.6 likes. Thank you everybody, for everyone that contributed. Thank you. We'll also be continuing this tomorrow. So if you have not followed, make sure you are following so that you can see me when I'm live. We are also on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel to follow and subscribe. See you again later today.